Alright guys, you know the drill. We have a brand new update coming up for No Man's Sky, and yeah, it seems that Hell Games is taking all of that feedback in. There's been lots of concerns in the past few days about the recent inventory overhauls that maybe not everybody asked for. Well, this next patch will attempt to fix that, at least in part, address some of the other concerns, also bring some other changes that I'm really liking, and it should go live sometimes within the next few days as it's still undergoing testing. Now, one of the first things you're going to notice in the new patch once it goes live is the fact that Hello Games gave us a free new row of technology slots. This is, by the way, how mine looked prior to this experimental branch, and this is how it looks right now. Basically a free row over there at the bottom, but this will apply even if you upgraded yours, you are going to get one extra for free. Now, does this help with the fact that you can no longer double stack up to 6 of the same upgrade modules in this inventory? Well, not really. The maximum is still going to be 3. Now, normally this would not be that much of a problem and people would not be nearly as mad if one of the changes from the patch notes ended up being implemented, which is basically this one right here that mentions movement upgrades for the jetpacks becoming a lot more powerful in the new update 4.0 as a result of not being able to double stack these anymore. Well, it seems that there is something preventing these from being implemented. Either there's a bug or maybe Hello Games forgot about it, because I went ahead and did some comparisons with some of the old footage that I have. So here's pretty much the same save file, same characters, same upgrades from a few patches ago, and pay attention to this plutonium pump right here and especially its stats. Now, normally these should have been buffed in 4.0, but upon paying a close attention to it in the new update, they clearly did not. In fact, maybe even slightly nerfed, especially when it comes to the tank capacity. It's still the same character, by the way, so this is still within the same margin of error, which is why I believe this change, which should have affected all of these movement modules, did not go into effect after the new update. And I even went ahead and tested this with new upgrade modules, believing that maybe some of the old ones did not get this change. So I went ahead in the experimental branch and bought a new one, and upon installing it, it's still falling within the same parameters. Totally let me know down below if you're in the same boat and also not seeing these stats being changed. I'm pretty sure that at this point Hello Games doesn't even know it themselves that that change didn't even get implemented, so hopefully this will be brought to their attention. But there is a slight workaround that you can achieve to further increase your stats for the jetpacks and some of the other stuff that you lost, and that is through some of these Sentinel upgrades that were implemented a few patches ago as well. Basically, just go ahead, fight some Sentinels, get the salvage glass dropping from them, and then once you are done with that, you can activate these and get these purple modules right here. It's likely not going to be on the same level as how it was prior to this update, but at least there is something. You can pretty much stack these with your existing ones, with the existing upgrade modules, and further get benefits for the health, the shields, and even your jetpack boosts. But let's talk about some of the other inventory changes. Of course, starships have also undergone a similar buff to the technology slots. You're also getting a free row over there as well. Not much in terms of helping you because you can still not double stack this, but there are some other Sentinel upgrades you can also install here to maybe benefit from some additional stats. One change that I did like in this category is for the fact that the photon cannon can now be uninstalled or even stored as a technology. Normally, if that is your only firepower or firepower upgrade, this option will not appear because you will need to install a second one as a reserve to have that. So in this case, you will need to install something like a phase beam, and then you're going to be able to either store or dismantle the photon cannon. This is pretty much Hello Games' way of preventing any ships from not being capable of having some kind of firepower installed. In terms of bug fixes, one that was quite annoying was the fact that you could not properly purchase storage upgrades to your ships, your multi-tools, and even your inventory without having the UI glitch out and not moving to a different slot. Well, that was addressed in the new update, and now if you go in and upgrade these, you're going to notice that they jump to the next one that needs unlocking, so it's not going to require you to exit and re-enter the same screen over and over again. Also, the change craft amount option that was for some reason missing at the beginning of 4.0 was also fixed in the new patch, and it should be noticeable once again if you want to craft a custom amount of the same product instead of one at a time. There's plenty other fixes in there, so I will just go over these quickly. They fixed a number of issues where old cargo slots were visible in the UI, such as when viewing ships through the analysis visor. They've also fixed the issue that could cause some of the broken tech to permanently block some of the inventory slots. I'm pretty sure that quite a number of you have encountered this issue as well. They've also fixed the bug that could cause freighters to be missing their hyperdrive after purchase, and they've also fixed an issue that caused duplicate hyperdrives to be found in crashed and NPC ships during the tutorial. Fixed an issue that could prevent large inventories from being fully displayed in some circumstances, such as when using storage containers, and they've also fixed an issue that prevented the correct charging of extracraft technologies. Now, the Neutron Cannon added from the Sentinel update also seems to have been buffed in the new update. It was nerfed for some reason to almost doing no damage in 4.0, and they fixed that bug, so now it's kind of okay. It's quite good actually. It's one of the better upgrades in there for the multi-tool that you can get. It's obviously not the best, but it definitely seems to be much better as a result of the new update. Now, in terms of performance improvements, there were some hiccups in 4.0 that made the performance kind of all over the place. While it seems that some optimizations were also part of this new experimental branch, at least from what I'm seeing. There's a few ones for the rendering of particle effects, sky rendering. It also seems that FSR 2.0 has been fixed in the new update, so now it works when you have HDR enabled. I'm also seeing a number of networking related issues that were also part of the fix, so maybe those were the ones that were causing all of these issues on the space anomaly and kinda having a ton of stuttering and frame rate issues when playing with other players, and plenty other issues and memory related crashes were also part of the new update. Overall, it seems that Hello Games is definitely making some progress with this update, but what I want to know is, are these changes to the inventory affecting you that much? Personally, I find them to be quite good, and actually I prefer them this way, but maybe it's because I just have played for such a long time that I want to see some of these changes every now and then, maybe a few revamps. And I will admit that even though some of these nerfs quote unquote are affecting my character, every now and then I do prefer just restarting the whole game and just having my fun with it every now and then. Again, let me know what's your opinion down below. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.